Hello, hello. Look, she's already wanting to get in the frame. Excuse me. You cannot knock over my water. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shayla, and this is my AuthorTube channel. This video is going to be a little bit chatty. I wanted to do a reintroduction of myself. I normally would be doing the monthly matcha around this time, wrapping up last month's reading, writing, and a little bit of life. But I just celebrated my 34th birthday. I'm a Leo, so happy birthday to me. So, that being said, I wanted to reintroduce myself and do an AuthorTube NEWBIE tag. I'm not super new to AuthorTube, but I am going to be new to a lot of people because I have only been on AuthorTube for about 6 months. So, you know, we're slowly growing the channel here, and I'm just enjoying having some sort of documentation of my publishing journey. And we're going to get into that. So I am doing an AuthorTube NEWBIE tag. And this is the second time I'm doing this. So I have new questions. And you can watch my first tag. Was my very first video on my channel. So I will link it below if you want to watch that one. And here are some other questions if this is your first time tuning in. These questions I actually saw on Zilla Writes on her channel. I will tag her below as well. With her version of this video, I liked the questions she had. They were much different than the ones I did in my video, so I thought I would give these ones a try. So there are 10 questions, so this video should be relatively short, but let's dive in. I've got my birthday cocktail and my notepad of questions. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, is the questions. So let's dive in to question number 1. What's your book's pitch? So again, if you are new here, I just finished my final draft of what I've been calling Project Marbles. You will get to know the title soon. If you are super interested, I've already announced that over on Instagram, and I am at Words by Shayla over there. So if you really want to know the title, go right on over there. I put up an agent's guide because I have jumped into the query trenches in this timeline. I think I have one more video where I am wrapping up my query package. So that will be the end of that part of Project Marbles until I am going to get to share a query video. I want to just compile all my query stuff. I'm sorry, she's playing with a cardboard roll. Are you having fun? I forget where I was. This happens every time. So I want to put all my querying video together. So me finishing up my query package will be the last Project Marbles video. I think I have another idea planned for that one as well, but I am starting a new book from scratch, so that'll be the first book that you all are along for the ride with me from start to finish. I asked the question and I don't even think I answered it. What's your book's pitch? So Project Marbles is about 2 heartbroken women who travel to a quiet Appalachian town in Georgia, kind of looking to heal, looking to find themselves again, but instead they find masked strangers who rip their identities apart. Hold on, she's in my TBR shelf. I have to make sure she's not tearing apart books. Hi, Jack. Are you looking at what your sister's doing? Okay, we're back. Project Marbles is an 89,000 word paranormal horror, and yeah, I will throw up a little bit of my agent's guide somewhere here so you can get a little bit of the vibes. Okay, question number 2. If I were a book, how would I pitch myself? A spooky season loving single girly living her best life, being a cat mom and writing spooky books. So let's see. A spooky season loving girly who is an amazing cat mom, writes a really fucking creepy book, and in the process scares all of her readers. Yeah, sounds good. Question number 3. What's something you'll never write? I like to say never say never. I know that's cliche, but I think it is true. So I can answer what I think I would never write right now are children's books. I think I would probably write a short story before I wrote a children's book. I have a respect for the craft. I think those books are very important. I loved reading when I was a kid. I love gifting my nieces and nephews and my friends' kids books. I am the children's book giver. Do I think I could masterfully write a children's book right now? No. But again, never say never. Question number 5. What's your goal for starting a YouTube channel? So I answered this question, I believe, in my first tag. So I am going to kind of switch it up and answer what my goal is going forward. I am excited to do more like writing vlogs. I will say I love watching the aesthetic, like beautiful music, having different shots of like nature and, you know, what's going on outside the window. I love those vlogs. I don't know if that's what I am going to bring to the table. Love to watch it. I prefer to do more sit down chatty videos and update y'all on my progress. I did my cabin trip vlog. I could see if it's like something like that, like a special occasion, I would record maybe a little bit something more aesthetic. But yeah, I just want to chat about the process and have, okay, she is about to knock over. I would also like to have a goal of having a video without Mojo like knocking things over. That's a goal for a video. Love her, but she's a menace. She's a menace to society, okay? And that society being this household, because right now she's like chasing her brother around the room. So my goal is to have more writing vlogs. They're not going to be super aesthetic, but yeah, to have them, especially because I am starting a new project and I'm excited to get more into that and have it be from day one until it gets wherever it gets. Question number 6. What made you want to start writing? I don't know if it was anything in particular. I just loved, again, another cliche answer, I loved reading. I always had a love for books, and I always liked writing little stories and like making up little stories. When I was supposed to be going to bed, I would make up stories in my head. In the bathtub, in the shower, I would make up stories. I still do that today. But I think what really cemented it, that I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this, was in 2nd grade. I got to write my own picture book, and I got to create the cover and write the story, illustrate it. It was in my 2nd grade class, and it was Miss Crawford Walker. So Miss Crawford Walker, if you are watching this, thank you so much. That is a memory that I will never forget. I think I answered it. I think that's good. Question number 7. What is your publishing path? I am hoping to be traditionally published. So that is to write a novel to the best of your ability, have beta readers look at it, edit it to the best of your ability, have beta readers look at it again, write the most polished draft possible that you can, put together your query package, a query letter, a synopsis, an elevator pitch, which I have learned since I've started querying that a lot of agents are asking, like, if they're asking for a pitch on top of like a synopsis and the query letter, they have been asking. Now, I'm not saying this is all agents. This is just a handful of the ones that I have queried that have asked for the elevator pitch. 1 sentence, babes. 1 sentence. Because that log line that I wrote in one of the videos, I will also link that in the description. I think mine was 2 sentences. Yeah, 1 sentence. So I had to go back and fix that anyways. Hopefully you already had yours at 1 sentence, but if not, 1 sentence. Okay. Yeah, and then you query and try not to stalk Query Tracker to see where your query is in the mix, and wait for rejections and hopefully eventually a request, and then after that, a request of an offer. And then you have an agent. And then you have to do it all over again on another level for submission. Yeah. So that is my publishing path trajectory that I am hoping to do. I have done everything up to the get an agent part. We're working on it. Question number 8. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? I think I kind of answered that a couple questions ago. Chatty. And a look into the writing a novel process of someone who likes to write horror and is hoping to be traditionally published. And I also bring some cat content. I have 2. One just whizzed right on by. I have 2 cats. I have a boy, Tuxedo Jack. He's about to be 2 years old in September next month. He is named after Jack Skellington. He is wearing a tuxedo, and he's my little spooky boy. Love him to death. Another one's about to whiz by. Oh, yep, there she goes. She blends in with the cat tree. That is my newest fur baby. Her name is Mojo. I got her name from Sinners. Yes, if you've been around, you know I'm a little obsessed. So her name was going to be Smoke because he is my favorite character, but the way animals hear sounds and like hear their name, Smoke is way too close to Jack. I even tested it out and called her name if I was like gonna go with Smoke, and he came running into the room. So she definitely looks like a Smoke, but she's not. She's Mojo. And yeah, so, and she definitely, well, you know, she's both. She's a Mojo and a Smoke for sure. They both fit. she's my little menace. Mojo the Menace. Yeah, so she's about to be 4 months. She's probably like 3.5 months. And she is a gray or blue or silver, whichever color you want to call it, tabby, medium hair. And I think she's got a little bit of a Maine Coon in her, maybe a little bit of ragdoll. She got something in there. Man, I think she's gonna be big. Now Jack's big, I think she's gonna be big. Okay, and here I am. Hello, princess. Yeah, she's right there. Right here. Yeah, so now you got me rambling about my cats. So yes, writing cats spooky season. That's what we got going on over here. Question number 9. What's your biggest writing struggle? I think my biggest struggle is probably putting together a synopsis. I think I may try with this next project to write a very, very like rough draft of a synopsis before I write the book, and I think that might help me out in the end. I had a hard time with that portion of the query package, and I have been in the query trenches before with another book that I wrote probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I had a hard time with the synopsis then as well. So I am going to try to do that a little bit different this time. That is probably my biggest struggle, is the synopsis. With the actual story itself, I think prior to Project Marbles, I had a hard time with like closing up plot holes, and I would just like try to fix them by throwing in something else that didn't really make sense. And so I worked on that with Project Marbles and doing a little bit more of an outline, being a little bit more of a plotter than a pantser, and that really helped in that regard. But the synopsis still was like the biggest struggle for sure. Okay, question number 10, which is our last question. What is your best writing skill? I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna say how quickly I can write, because I tend to get that comment a lot with like my fellow writers when I'm writing in writing groups or doing a challenge. I'm constantly getting the comment, oh my gosh, you write so fast. How do you do that? And me being a Leo, I have heard that Leos are not normally humble. I think I am in most areas. I'm not going to say I'm perfect or that I'm always humble. I think I am in most areas of my life. And with how quick I write, I feel like I'm super humble about it. I actually kind of get a little sheepish when they're like, oh my gosh, you write so fast. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I guess that's my writing super strength, is that I can write pretty fast when now I will say there's a caveat, when I'm focused. It did take me, I think, 4 months to get through my first draft of Project Marbles, and I will go like days without writing. I get too busy, and then if I don't write for one day, then that turns into 2 days, and yeah. But once I'm sat and I'm focused, I will get typically about 1,200 to 1,500 words down in one sitting. So I would say that's my best writing skill. Now, they're not perfect words, and I do have to edit quite a bit, but I'm getting the story out, and I think that that is one of the most important things to do, is to just start writing and get the story down. You can fix it later. I've heard this tip and quote before, is that you cannot edit a blank page. So just get the words out, and you can go back and clean it up later. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more. And I look forward to continuing making videos, and especially with the new project. Like I said, being able to document it from start to finish is going to be something really exciting for me, and I can't wait. So thank you for watching. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe, share with your friends, and I'd love to have you here. Happy birthday to me, and cheers. Do you want to come say cheers to the people? Say hi. You gotta show your face. Look. Say hi to the camera. I'll catch you next time. Bye.